So, welcome to our mock debate on one of the most famous ethical dilemmas in moral philosophy, the trolley problem. Today, we'll explore the moral question, is it more ethical to take direct action that sacrificed one person to save five, or to refrain from action and allow the five to die? We'll hear arguments grounded in different moral frameworks, including utilitarianism and virtue ethics. Each perspective provides a unique lens on moral responsibility, consequences, and human decision making. Our debaters have prepared their positions, and as me being a moderator, we'll start the debate now.
I believe everyone just goes around and introduces their roles. So I'll go first. I'm Kavya, and my role is a non-utilitarian, specifically representing a Kantian perspective. And from this point of view, I believe that morality isn't about what happens as a result of our actions. It's about our duty and our intentions.
Okay, I'm Mac. I am advocate. My role is the utilitarian, and I believe that we should have for the trolley problem that the lever should be pulled on the one person compared to the five.
My name is Lane, and I'm the advocate for the innocent bystander. I um I believe it's wrong to push the innocent bystander into the path of the moving train because anybody doing work on the track is accepting the risk of what might happen.
My name is Sophia, and I hold the stance of non-utilitarian. I don't even know how to say that.
Okay, I'll give you guys the first question. Would your decisions change if one person was a child or a relative or a scientist curing cancer, or still have the same opinions?
I would say for me personally, it would still be the same because killing a person is just never morally acceptable, even if it's to like save other people. Doesn't matter if it's a stranger or close family member.
I would have to agree with that. I don't think that it really matters who you are. It just kind of seems more like an accident in this situation that can't be controlled, but so much.
Yeah, from my standpoint, um, with utilitarianism, it's for the greater good. So regardless, one compared to five is for the greater good.
I don't think in any situation it would be right because, especially if it's like an innocent life, like it just doesn't seem fair.
So in today's world, if this happened in today's world, how do you guys think an AI or a vehicle would handle this dilemma? Do you think it would still react the same way as you guys think, or would it be any different?
I think AI would handle it from a standpoint of logistics and kind of thinking like in terms of numbers, like how one versus five. Um, but I wonder like how like do computers even have emotions like that? Like do they feel morally wrong? What do you guys think?
I think that's a good question, but going off of Sophia's point, I feel like with AI, and just having like access to advanced technology, these people's lives wouldn't be at stake. I feel like no one would have to die in this situation because technology would be so advanced.
What would be the alternative, you guys think?
Not sure that there is a direct alternative, especially related to AI, because even though it's supposed to be more of a bulletproof type thing, and I guess we'll say not wrong sometimes, but it still does make mistakes, and something that like the trolley that couldn't really be controlled, even under AI, it still might fail.
I wonder if like equal distribution of pain would be like justified in this situation where it's like, well, everyone is feeling, injustice to a certain extent. It's not like one person having to carry the weight more than others. Just a thought.
Mac, you haven't said anything. What do you think about this?
I would have to agree with everyone else here, honestly, to keep it concise, really. It's all a matter of like whatever the AI is programmed to do.
Isn't AI programmed by humans? Like AI was made by like, computer engineers. Could it be like someone's own personal beliefs get instilled into a system like that?
So we just all agree with Sophia, or
The only
I mean,
argument
I'm trying here, guys.
yeah,
Like, you gotta give me something.
The argument I have to the AI situation is like you take the innocent bystander and you take the guy that was working. How does AI justify one life versus one life? Like, how does it choose which way it would take it?
This is such like a weird question. Like, this makes me
Hmm.
think almost like, what if AI is used in the justice system one day to like decide the death penalty? Like, this almost reminds me of that in a way.
Yeah, going off of that, I have another question which is similar. If you
Mhm.
were designing laws, how would you ensure ethical consistency in such dilemmas?
I mean, we see it a lot in terms of like, different judges, like certain cases get handled differently. Like there's a
Hmm.
lot of, mishandled prosecutions when it comes to the law. I wish there were a way like to make it more fair, but at the end of the day, like sometimes like in situations like that, like it does become word versus word and like evidence is limited. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I really don't have anything to add to that. I agree with Sophia.
I would agree. And it's kind of crazy to think that in situations like you're saying with judges and stuff, we are putting other people's lives in the understanding of one person's idea of like morality instead of, you know, a long outdrawn process and how limited facts really can be.
And just to give you guys a real life example, like to your point, like it really makes me think about, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the Central Park Five, but these five black men who were wrongfully accused of, assaulting a woman in Central Park, and they were in jail for years, and like, it took so much evidence for them to prove that they weren't guilty. And what did they get for their time? It's like they got paid off for all the time that they spent in jail. It's like, so it's like, does money fix moral issues? Like, is that the justification for these wrongs?
Mac, Kavia, any thoughts on that?
So back to the point of like, would it be right to kill one person to save five? Like, who's getting paid? Are they paying this person's family who they're killing? Like that would, you know,
Yeah.
that would be a good question to ask.
No thoughts on what Sophia said, guys?
Guys, I feel overly prepared now.
I mean, you're doing great, but Mac, did you want to say anything?
Mac, you really have to, I want you to try and take the standpoint of, trying to justify it being right to kill the one person. And this is the part of the debate where it's kind of hard to put yourself in a position where it's like you wouldn't necessarily choose that. But I want to challenge you. Like, how would you justify it?
Man, this is actually kind of hard
It
because,
is.
like, on one hand, it's like the greater good of all people, but like with the um like scenarios that you're bringing up,
Hmm.
it is actually stuff where like there's biases, and it's just like very hard to continue to go for the utilitarian viewpoint.
Hmm. Sometimes it's hard to be devil's advocate.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of how even I would justify that. It's like, are we getting rid of one really bad person to save five? It's like sometimes how we, lock up murderers. Like, they killed people.
Hmm. But in this situation, we don't know if that one person is a bad person or a good person. So
This is true. Hmm.
switching up the topic a little bit then, coming
Mhm.
off of this thing, do you think in today's world, most people act morally or emotionally under pressure if they were in the same situation of deciding who would die?
I would say yes, because like I said, it's just not right killing people, whether it's
Hmm.
just one person or five people. Um, but even if it like comes down to like making a choice, it's a tough choice to make, and I feel like no one wants to be put in a position where they have to make that choice.
But you see all these people around the world, they kill people, shoot people, mass murder and everything.
Right, but like those people
Hmm.
don't really have empathy. Like I'm talking about
Right.
like a human being
Hmm.
who is in touch with their emotions. They're very empathetic. They care about others. I feel
Hmm.
like they wouldn't want to make that decision.
But to the point of like whether humans react morally or emotionally, I think that we, you know, are inherently driven to act upon emotion. And it's like, if you were in that situation, like let's say it's like your family members, like it's like five of your family members live, but you have to kill one innocent random stranger. It's like from a place of love, from a place of emotion, where it's like you deeply care about your family, and it's like you don't really know a stranger. It's like I feel like it would be instinctive to save your family.
Right.
You choose which stranger though.
And that's me playing devil's advocate and taking the stance of totalitarian now.
But what if there was a third option where you could choose to put your own life on the line so your family or the stranger doesn't get their lives taken away?
That's a very interesting perspective. And I think that it all comes back to how much someone is willing to be selfless. And not everybody is willing to do that.
Even if
It's a
there's
sad world we
family
live in.
involved kind of thing, I feel like
Mhm.
some people would risk their lives, some people just w wouldn't risk their lives even for their families. So,
It maybe depends
Yeah,
on the relationship that you have with your family too.
yeah.
Not
that is
everybody
very
has
true.
good family relationships.
I know this is like a weird situation, but like, what if you couldn't give yourself up? Like in this situation, it had to be a really big person to stop the trolley. If you knew you couldn't stop it, how do you make that decision?
Hmm. That's an interesting stance.
I mean, it's just an interesting situation that we all hope we would never have to deal with. But
Yeah, literally. Like, thank God this is a hypothetical.
yeah, it's kind of hard to even wrap your head around. But
I mean, and
Yeah.
that's the whole point of it, I guess.
yeah, and like I kind of see it through what our stuff here talks about is like I'm advocating for the bystander because, this person didn't ask to be big and to stop the train. Like just because somebody thought they should do it situationally doesn't mean that it's always right. Feels weird even like talking about all this stuff. But
It
anyway,
really does. It's very like, and I think that's part of this exercise is to like, you know, fathom uncomfortable situations like that because, it does exist.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we're just like not in like a position in our lives where we're like thinking about this like on a random Monday, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you
Like
also,
if we had to take a life, which life would we take?
yeah, but you don't get to choose and you never know. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like disease and sickness. Like sometimes, like people, like good people, die when they're not,
hmm
when they don't deserve to die.
hmm
I mean, you look around the world, I feel like the good people die more than the bad people. The bad people almost never die until, they're old or something, or they're punished by the law. So,
Maybe
Yeah.
because karma gets to them in the end. Like, I don't know how much I believe in that either.
mhm.
The world isn't fair.
It's not. It's too many factors, too
There's
many
like,
variables out of control.
Yeah.
I think that was so.
Are
I
we like at
think
the halfway point now?
we should be done by now. So, little
Oh,
conclusion.
perfect.
Yeah, as we wrap up, um, the trolley problem challenges us to weigh the intentions against outcomes and to question what makes an action truly moral. We've heard some strong arguments today from both sides, logically and with empathy. While there may be no perfect answer, the value of this debate lies in understanding how ethical frameworks shape our choices in law, medicine, technology, and everyday life. Thank you to our debaters and participants for engaging thoughtfully. Hope you have a great day.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.